this Travis Wayne Goodsill, and because my first name is Travis, I'm well aware of anyone and anything with the name Travis. That's just what we kind of do as kids, and as we grow up. We pay attention to our name being used elsewhere. For a while, I thought my name was unique, and then, what was it, 5th grade, I think it was, when there was another Travis in my school class. And so we pay attention, so that Texas, for example, is Travis country. I'm aware of that because of the Alamo, General Travis. So Lake Travis, Travis County, I'm well aware. And there was the incident that occurred out there in Travis County a year or two ago. So yeah, we pay attention to our names, don't we? The same thing can be said for President Donald John Trump. I'm sure many of you have heard about the conspiracy about Trump and Ingersoll Lockwood's books. They were kids' books, published in 1900 by the same author. And so they weren't really predicting the future, were they? But Trump obviously would recognize those books, because they have the name Trump, Baron Trump. What did Trump say his name was to the Forbes reporter to get put on the Forbes 400? John Barron. And then what is the name of his most recently known son? Baron Trump. But what are we faced with right now? Trump became president. He's going to be the last president. If he becomes acquitted, he will become the monarch, the ruler of America. What does Donald mean? Ruler of the world. He knows this. And so John seems harmless. It's a common name. Millions of people have the name John. But wait, who was the author of the book of Revelation? The book of Apocalypse of the last days? Where in chapter 12 of Revelation, of this mysterious author, talks about a man-child who is to be born, who is to be the ruler of the world. Donald. Woman gives birth to Donald. Do you not think Trump knows this? This is the only reason why I think the Senate is not kicking his butt out of office, so that they can have a more stable genius in Pence. Because Pence is still going to do what Trump wants to do. It's just Pence is more in control of himself and his behavior. Do you not think that that's what they're up to? That they think that Trump is the fulfillment of biblical prophecy? That Chinese cult sure thinks Trump is the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. That's why Trump thinks he's the chosen one, is because they've been telling him that. But also his name, in connection with John's book of Revelation, chapter 12, where Donald is born of the woman. And unfortunately, no, he is not that man-child, because instead of living up to his name, he has become the beast. John's Revelation chapter 12, let us turn to it. It's actually 13 that talks about the beast. New Testament, scroll down, Revelation 13. All right. He that leadeth into captivity, patience and faith of the saints, beheld another beast, two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Ooh, wait, John talks about a dragon, doesn't he, in chapter 12, the sign of the dragon. And then the dragon is the one who's over both the beast and the false prophet, who has been working with a dragon, who is a religious leader and a government leader, who have been speaking as a dragon. Well, Trump has. In Helsinki, Putin says he's innocent. I believe him. I think it's a good idea to send our intelligence to Russia to be interrogated. Russia says that Ukraine was responsible for the 2016 hack of the DNC. I believe Putin. He's speaking as the dragon. And so if you're wondering who the false prophet is, Nelson, didn't he come out in the first conference in April of 2018 and say, and we're going to build a temple in Russia? What happened to that temple? And so, yeah, we have no members in Russia anymore. After he made that statement the very next year, gone. They speak as a dragon. He exercises power as the first beast before him, which and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven and on earth in the sight of men. The Super Bowl with that Justin Timberlake guy, fire came down from the sky during that Super Bowl in his thing, and there was also the meteor that passed by at the exact same time. That's why they were doing the meteor strike. Let's see. Saying to them that dwell on earth, that they should make an image to the beast. Memes. Which had the wound by the sword and did live, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast, he's on TV. His image is on TV. And you think, yeah, come on, Travis, you're being ridiculous. This is pushing it. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. What do they wear at the MAGA rallies? MAGA. Da, 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 da. And that, remember when Trump said you had to have an ID to go shopping? You all thought he was being insane and crazy. Oh, we need to put him in an institution. Oh, he's way out of there. He doesn't know what he's talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know Trump. This is where he got it from. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. It's coming. Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. What is the number of his name? It's the number, it's a human number. The number is 666. Dun, 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 dun. I can't do guitar riffs for Iron Maiden. Here is wisdom. Let him who hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Oh no, it's the number of a beast. We have totally forgotten our education in 4th grade when we were taught Latin and knew the Roman numerals. IVX LCD. 666. But if you are familiar with gematria of Jewish mysticism, then yes, image of beast, shofar, is the word for trump. And then one of the meanings of image of shofar, 666. And so he's supposed to be speaking blasphemies. Yes. Yes, he does. I am the chosen one. So, yeah, this is where Trump gets it. He knows. And because people are superstitious Christians, they fall for it. Oops. You fell for the beast, not the man-child of verse 12. And there appeared a great sign or wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, having travailed, or travailing in birth, having and pain to be delivered. And then you skip down to 5, and she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations, Donald, with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. If you're familiar with the Old Testament, the author of that book would give the names for each child with their definition of the name attached with it. So when you have that kind of a mindset as a religious person, and you read this, and you're trying to find out what's the name of this man-child, you go, oh, ruler of all nations, Donald. That's how people think. No, that's not his name. Come on, Jews. You know what Isaiah and Jeremiah call him. Yes, Emmanuel, but also the branch. And I've gone over my Mormon LDS Messiah series. It's in the playlist. I added to it yesterday. Trump knows this, but he's forcing the interpretation to be him. History determines interpretation, not us. And so I did that whole series where people can identify who he is, where he's to be born, what his name is, even his birth date, and what he's going to do. All the Bible stories prophesy about him. Isaiah, unto us a child is given. See, Christians are under the assumption that Jesus is coming a second time, when those of us who are in the know that it's a man who is coming, a Jewish Messiah. He may be descended of Jews because he's supposed to be restoring the kingdom of David. But when you understand the true kingdom of David, wasn't there an incident in Las Vegas where I saw a guy in the hospital who supposedly was shot in the chest, and the bandage was just sitting on his chest. It wasn't taped down. You're supposed to tape down the gauze pads. What's going on there? And there wasn't any blood soaking through it. And the videos that were shown, even though from a distance, I wasn't seeing people getting shot, as rapid fire is being heard over the loudspeaker, as other videos emerged where people are going, no, it's from the loudspeaker, it's fake, it's a sound. And that the news still perpetuates it as a terror, and those who have produced the actual cell phone footage that was suppressed were considered fake news. Fake news calling fake news fake news. But some incidents are real and some were staged. Because the staged one in Las Vegas, where was it? In front of the pyramid? Where sacrifices were held if it were actually in Egypt? And then of course the guy was then seen on video over in the East Coast in a gambling casino there. What's going on? And then there was an FBI convention at that same hotel, just a floor or two below him. What's going on? We're being played for chumps, people. Trump knows this, and they who are in power are believing Trump is the fulfillment, or they're forcing him to be the fulfillment. That's why they're letting him get away with things that any other person would not be allowed to be getting away with. They've all been played for fools. So that's the first video. Trump knows his name. He knows. And that's why he's going to be acquitted. And that's the sad reality, is that he actually is the beast, not the man-child. Because the man-child is someone completely different. And not too many people were interested in learning who he really is. Whereas those in power who are going to keep a certain person in power who thinks he is the fulfillment is going to get away with it.